According to the National Council on Aging, approximately 1 in 10 Americans aged 60 and over have experienced a form of elder abuse. Here to discuss ways to identify this problem and hopefully stop it before it starts is my law partner, Michael Solomon.
Hi, Lori.
Hey there, Mike. So what's considered elder abuse?
Well, the definitions vary slightly, but basically it's when you take advantage of an elder person either financially or you physically abuse them or there's some psychological abuse going on. And it can happen to anybody.
Okay, it's not just elders, but
Right.
it's everybody. Can you give us a few risk factors associated with elder abuse?
Yes, sure. Number one, as people advance in age, they may have diminished capacity. That's right for being abused. If they start relying more heavily on other people, again, they can be taken advantage of. If someone just stays at their home and isolates themselves, that's another opportunity for elder abuse. And then, you can have isolation, as I mentioned, poor health, can't fend for yourself. You're single, by yourself, again, no one to help you. You don't use the social services that are out there, so again, you're kind of isolating yourself, you're more at risk. And women tend to have more abuse issues than men.
What are signs of abuse that we could, be looking for?
Well, there's several signs. So for physical abuse, it's obvious. If you see someone with bruises or broken bones, that's obviously a sign. For financial abuse, all of a sudden they make a large withdrawal from their bank accounts for no good reason, or they put someone on their bank accounts who hasn't even been involved in their life. Maybe a home health, a home aid or something like that. That can show you. Emotional abuse, they might start getting tense. They start withdrawing from all their activities. They start using harsh language with you for no good reason. Again, they're isolated. They isolate themselves, and they start making drastic changes in the routine. That kind of shows that sort of isolation.
Wow, okay. But if we see signs, what do we do?
Well, again, if it's physical abuse, something like that, you might want to call 911, get the police involved. If it's the other types of abuse, more long-term abuses, then you might want to contact Adult Protective Services. That's what they're there for. They're to make sure you report it, they investigate it, and hopefully help start solving the problem. And then finally, if none of that works, you can seek a guardianship. That's where you go to the probate court, ask to have someone appointed guardian, and they start taking over for that person. That may be appropriate in some situations.
Okay. Well, you've given us some important steps to follow when we see abuse, but what can we do to prevent it from beginning?
Well, there's a gigantic part is that education, so that everyone becomes familiar with this concept, the general public and the medical profession and just caregivers, so that they can spot it because they're seeing it, they're more directly involved. So that's number one. Number two, try to get the person to take advantage of the local social programs. That person, like Meals and Wheels, that sort of item to help feed or just feed them, or just have health care providers or home care providers provided for them.
Kind of watching over them.
Yes, that's right. And then finally, and this is very important, they want to make sure they have everything in place. A financial power of attorney, we've talked about that on the show, a document naming someone who can sign their legal paperwork for them, a health care power and a living will, so giving someone the authority to make medical decisions for them. That's very important stuff to get in place, and then maybe have a plan. Who's going to help sign your checks for you, handle your bank accounts for you if you can't handle that stuff yourself. All of that, pre-planning, get that in place early.
And get somebody you trust in that position.
That's the most important thing. You don't want to have the wrong person with all these authorities.
Right. Good information. Unfortunately, elder abuse in its many forms occur way more often than we may realize is happening. Follow Mike's tips for recognizing, reporting, and in particular, preventing this horrible betrayal of an older person's trust and care. And for more help, give Mike a call. The number's next.
Call Solomon, Steiner and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information, or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.